Our next question comes from Janelle Witt, Upscale.
I'm like the old lady now with the social media with clicking the buttons. Where am I?
We hear you, Janelle. Go ahead.
So I love the subliminal messages that Lifetime use, like the subliminal messages telling us as African Americans, probably the whole world, but it spoke to me as far as when Riel dropped her glasses on the ground and her cell phone, and then Kenya, how you kept saying, you're not going to find my daughter, like you were emphasizing that made him want to find her more. And then the statement that you also made that, okay, we need to do what we do as groups to speak louder and just taking the initiative instead of just sitting at home waiting for things to happen. Sam, I'm so glad you were not in the theater yesterday because I know I would have been throwing my popcorn at you.
Yeah. Oh boy.
But I felt like you had an accent. That's so funny when you were talking, but you did an amazing job. How hard was it, Sam, to concentrate on not only your role that you had, but then you had to suppress and have this, this straight American accent, and then, still be who you were. Because you guys did so good. The chemistry between everyone. Kenya's chemistry, she's a natural born actress, okay? But still, I know she had to prepare. So how
Yeah.
was it for you, Sam, to jump into character and have all these things on your mind and still deliver your lines?
Yeah, it definitely was a process. Again, Brielle, having that trust with her to play and work off her. We always talked about, each scene that we were about to do, even the ones that felt very uncomfortable, because there were many times where we were doing, a few scenes where I felt very uncomfortable. But just having that communication, that open dialogue, and knowing that this is a story. At the end of the day, this is actually what happened, to this poor girl, and it's bigger than me, So staying focused to in the moment, staying focused on why I'm doing this, and yeah, and trying to just do the best I can in that moment, right? Because it was hard, every day was just like trying to get, because every single day I was trying to get riled up, and doing that all day is very hard, it's draining on your mind, your body, because it's like you see him through the whole movie. He's always tense, and that's like very unnatural for me, So it was hard, and just staying committed and trusting that I did the work was something that helped me. So I'm glad how it came out.
Well, I hope the writer's strike paid off for everybody because you guys put your foot in your work, and I am very proud of the entire cast. And Kenya, as the leading actress, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so
That
much.
means a lot to me. That means a lot to
The
me.
character. I did not see Kenya Moore. So
Thank you.
thank
That
you
was
guys.
the goal. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Our next question comes from Hype Magazine.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
I think you're a little muffled.
Can you hear me? Yeah, the connection is kind of bad. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
Can you hear me?
Oh, you know what, Ray? We'll come back to you, Ray. Okay, it's just too bad.
Oh,
Okay, our next question is going to come from Interrupted Blogs. Okay. Our next question will come from.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, we hear you now.
Okay. My question is for Riley.
Oh, it's pronounced right on.
Rayleigh. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Riel, but it's okay.
Riel. I'm sorry.
No
How
worries.
did you, given the fact that, nobody thinks this can happen to them until it does, how did this make you empathize with your character or plan for the role?
Mm-hmm. I feel like it was probably the most important part of preparing for it and planning for it. I mean, although my mom, of course, has like prepared me, and when I was younger, and we'd done some self-defense training, it was still something that I still hadn't considered, like on a very real level, could happen to me. So I think because this was the first time that I really had to consider that as a possibility and do thought experiments of like, wow, this really happened to somebody, of course it being a true story, and how would I feel in this situation, and having to physically go through the motions of like, doing the abduction scene and doing, of course there's scenes, but when you're in it, like it can feel very real. And so, I feel like it being the first time that I had to think about all those things on a serious level probably brought me to a more real place with it, because I was so jarred by the thought that this could happen, and the realization of that I could be in that situation, or someone I'm close to could be in that situation. I feel like it helped me connect, because it was also new for Carlesha. It's not like she expected it either. So I feel like she might have also been feeling the same sense of shock and surprise that maybe I or someone else would feel. So yeah, it was very helpful to tap into that.
Well, you did an amazing job, and thank you so much for your answer.
Thank you so much.
Our next question comes from Remy TV.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Hi.
So my question is for Kenya Moore. Your character goes through a lot of emotional experiences. Can you tell us and elaborate your approach to capturing Keisha's emotions? And were there any scenes that left a lasting impression on you?
Ooh. I'll start with the latter question first. Lasting impression, I think when my character walked into the police station and noticed the wall of the missing girls, I just had I have chills thinking about it right now. I actually literally just got chills thinking about it right now. Just seeing all of those faces and knowing that there were, thousands more that were not on that board, and knowing that they had never been found or hadn't been found at that time and will likely never be found. As a mother, that just gut wrenched me, you know what I mean? It was just truly disturbing, and it made me quite emotional. And I remember during that scene, I know Sam and Riel weren't there, but during that scene, and when I had to speak to the detectives, I think they ended up editing in I did it so many different times and ways, but I remember tearing up the police station in one of the takes. Like I just tore it up because I was so angry. I think that's a good word. I was so angry that nothing was being done. And that made me angry, not only for myself, just knowing that this is a real life case, this actually happened, and this is still occurring today. And it just made me angry. And I remember one of the takes, I literally tore up the police station set, and I needed a break because it was very gut wrenching for me. The first part of your question, I'm sorry, you said about, can you repeat the first part again? I'm sorry.
Yes. How does your character, your character goes through a lot of emotion. Like, how did you get into that emotion?
I said this earlier, I didn't want to draw on my daughter because that's a scary place for me. So for me, I've had a lot of pain in my life, to be quite honest. I've had issues with my own mother, and I know that the character of Keisha and Carlesha had tension. That wasn't really explored a lot in this film, but I made up my own backstory of what that tension could have been from when you're doing character development. So it put me in the mind frame of, no matter what happens to my daughter, she is my daughter, regardless if we had tensions or we weren't as close as we normally would be in that moment. I would kill I would kill anyone that would come between me and my daughter. And I would gladly trade my life for hers. And that's just some of the work that I did to prepare myself. So getting that call and knowing that Keisha wouldn't stop. You know, Keisha was very strong. She was very reserved. She was going to get her daughter back no matter what. And that was just some of the prep that I went through.
Thank you so much, Kenya. And the movie did have high emotion. It had sadness, it had anger, but everybody in the world needed to know this message. So thank you and thank the whole cast for putting the message out there.
Yeah, thank you for that. We received.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from KYOK Radio. Lady K.
Good morning. Yes, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I'm good. Hello, everyone. Good morning. This is Lady K with KYOK Radio Houston. My question is directed at Kenya. It's for Kenya. And I heard you speaking about your daughter and being a mother. But coming from the other shows that you've been on, you've been plugged as the villain, as some would say. But now coming from such a soft space of motherhood and now your divorce being finalized, what does this new Kenya feel like? What's the layered Kenya? Because this is a different type of role. And it was a beautifully told story that I believe. So can you just tell us what's the layered Kenya? What you want the world to know now?
That's an interesting question. What do I want the world to know now? I mean, listen, before, I think you mentioned about other roles on TV before, there's Housewives, right? So Housewives is a reality show that is highly dependent on editing and scenarios that they make into storylines, right? I think the difference is with a scripted show, you are an actress, you are portraying a character. So they're two totally different scenarios. I started off as an actress. I have been in this business for over 30 years. So it's not new to me. It's not new to me to delve into characters and be someone else.
Right.
The difference is being on a reality show, you get unfairly portrayed because the words are not an act. You're not playing an actress or a character. You are presenting yourself. And so it's just a difference. So to ask the question, what do I want people to know about me now? I don't think that it's ever changed what I want people to know about me. I think who I am is who I've always been. And I don't think that there's a difference between whether I'm on a reality TV show or a scripted show. I'm still who I am. Whether or not I'm fairly portrayed or not, that's a whole different conversation. But yes, I am a mom now. And so that is a softer place. It's a safer place for me because it's a role that I've always wanted to be cast in, if you want to say. And I think that my passion for wanting to be the best person that I can be for my child is what I would like to lead with in this world. Knowing that the product of who my child is speaks a lot about me. And I'll just leave it at that. I think she's absolutely divinely perfect. And I just hope to continue to be the best person and mother for her and example for her.
I totally get that. I love that. Thank you so much. Congratulations to everybody. And like the other young lady said, that the movie did have highs and lows. It was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Our next question comes from the media press.
Hello there. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Hi.
Oh, Hi. My question is for the icon, Miss Kenya Moore Hair Care. If you only know how much that lives rent free in my head. So I wanted to ask you, what advice after taking this role, what advice do you have for mothers everywhere that are trying to get their Carlesha home and are maybe losing faith or hope?
Oh, never give up. That's easy. Never give up. Never give up. Carlesha's mom, Keisha, was very strong. And I wanted to really, I wanted to show that it was a conscious choice to not be broken down in every scene. I wanted to show her strength. I wanted to show that she was in control of her emotion, and she was thoughtful in her approach. And I feel like mothers have this strength that I don't think that anyone, I mean, yes, I love fathers, of course, but I think mothers have this inner strength when it comes to their children that they're just equipped to be able to navigate any situation. So my advice would be, when it comes to their child, my advice would be to never give up, and involve everyone, your community, your community, the press. Make a lot of noise. Like Keisha's character said, people like us get found when we get loud. And I just say, be loud and never stop.
I love that. I love that. Well, an amazing movie. And again, cheers to Miss Kenya Moore staying booked and busy.
Well, we all here are going to be booked and busy because when I tell you everyone in this film, I have so much respect for.
Yes.
And shout out to Riel and Sam, who I was so impressed by. Absolute professionals on set, good people. It was the right, like someone said earlier, the chemistry. It was great chemistry. And although we didn't see each other a lot of the time, because, you know, when you're doing a movie quickly, you know, you're on set, you know, you get in that chair here in makeup and then you're on set, you know, an hour later, and it's moving very quickly. But the time that I did spend with Riel and Sam and the other cast members, it was great chemistry. And the director was wonderful. Lifetime was wonderful to us. It was, I love everything about this film, from what you can see and, you know, in front of the lens and behind the lens. And I think that everyone is going to be booked and busy from this film.
Yes, yes. I think you guys did a fantastic job, and this is going to create a lot of conversations that need to be had.
Good. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Our next question comes from Renata Brown.
Hello, everyone. This question could be answered by anyone. Amazing movie, very dramatic, very well acted. Did you, as a cast, get a chance to talk to the real Carlesha or someone that has been in that situation? And if you didn't, would you, moving forward, seek an opportunity to talk to people or families that are currently in the situation or have been through the situation?
I guess I'll start off by saying we did not get to speak with the family, and I didn't get to speak to Carlesha personally, but I know she was very heavily involved with the process, and was working alongside with our director and Katie and some of the producers. So I kind of referred to them with my questions and everything, because of course it's still very recent for her and it's still a very sensitive topic, and I would totally understand why she wouldn't want to be on set for this or having these conversations. But yeah, I found it to be very helpful that she was very involved in it, and this was very much so her story. And having those conversations with the director definitely helped me get there. Other work that I did personally was just reading through articles and anything I could find on someone who's been in this experience and the situation and what they had to say about it and what their story was, because I don't know anyone personally who has been abducted or in an experience like this. So yeah, referring to just reading up on things, looking at videos, any research I could do personally was what I mostly did.
Well,
I have-
awesome. You
I have a
did.
question for Sam. I'm raising my hand, Vaughn.
Yeah.
Sam, did you
Hey.
ever kind of piggybacking off of the other journalist question or writer's question, did you ever think to contact the real abductor? I know he's in prison, but did you ever think to try to write to him or to go and see him or anything like that?
You know what? That never even came across my mind. I just always wondered, like, because I just know, like, watching like the documentaries, like how cold he was, you know. So I don't know. I didn't even in my mind just thinking like wanted to contact him because I didn't want to actually. You know, it's something in me just didn't even want to. You know, it was just like whatever it is, I just wanted to show to even like think of contacting him. You know, because of what he did. Because to me myself, I felt it was just such a heinous crime. You know, of like what he did, and myself was just even ashamed of like even going that route. You know, so yeah, I didn't, but I guess I just looking through documentaries and interviews of like how cold he was. I guess I just wanted to embody that the whole time and just you know go in there having an idea of who this person could have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I still don't. Yeah, yeah, and like the only thing I could think of probably just like if I were to like talk to him or I would just I don't even know what I would say. I would just like I hope you learned your lesson, you know, and I hope that you're still in communication with your daughter because he lost his daughter. He doesn't have that chance of seeing her. So and that's sad. Because I can't even think of being away from my daughter. Or
Same.
doing something like this. So yeah. So I hope he's still still in contact with her and still having conversations with her, and he's sorry for what he's done. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for answering that. Appreciate it.
Just a couple more questions here. Our next question will be from Melissa Stewart.
Hey guys, I was wondering, after this experience, would you guys ever want to participate in volunteering to help victims who are missing or victims who have been abducted and sexually assaulted in any kind in a way like what was potentially going to happen to Carlesha? Would you guys ever consider that?
Absolutely. I feel like this totally opened my eyes up to all of this because as I said before, like I generally just watch things that aren't too intense. I'm scared very easily. So, which was kind of helpful for this role, I guess. But so yeah, this really just opened my eyes up to like this entire world. And obviously since I got to portray it and do the work of what that would actually be like, I truly can't imagine. So anything I could do to help, I will. And I'm intending on like looking into things like that because it's just such an important issue that is somehow still very overlooked.
Yeah, definitely the same thing for me as well. If I can get involved with any organizations, just to put more awareness out there for sure. As being a father, two kids, I definitely this is definitely very important for everyone to know, and just keep an eye out. So if there's anything I could get into, for sure, we'll look into it.
That's awesome because there aren't as many men who care as much as women do.
Oh no, absolutely, and this definitely opened up my eyes as well too, because just having friends as well too, where like female friends who tell me that someone's following them and stuff like that, and they could be aware of that, right? It's like it's just shocking to hear that how often this happens, on like every single day, So, and I know just like it sucks that women like go through this on a day-to-day basis, right? So if there's anything that I could do to bring more awareness out there, and I feel like this movie does a great job of doing that. I definitely would love to, do more.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Same, and I'll just say this, I'm very big on in giving back. I think this film has touched each and every one of us in a profound way. And I think that we can't just walk away. We have to continue to do the work and to advocate for the victims and for awareness. I think that goes beyond, goes without saying, for sure.
You mentioned something really quickly a little bit earlier about making sure that you've got the air tags on vehicles. About a year ago, my iPhone detected an air tag on my vehicle, so I had to follow it, know what that. But I called someone. They told me to go to the police department instead of going home, and they were actually able to check my vehicle. There wasn't anything there. I think it was just probably a vehicle that might have been behind me at the time. But have you guys ever experienced that at all? I mean, being in positions of prominence, you guys may experience things like that. Have you guys ever experienced a stalker or someone who presented? And we know about the people that showed up at your house, but outside of that, anyone who presented, a threat, and how'd you handle that?
Fortunately for us, no, but again, I've had so much training in just being aware of my surroundings, security. Some people might even think I'm kind of Looney Tune when it comes to that, because I'm like, why did you park there? Why didn't you park, at the end of the parking lot where it's well lit and you can walk straight to the door? Why would you choose? I'm very much aware of everything around me, even to the point where I've had training when it comes to security from security experts. I've had them walk my home. I've had them tell me where I'm vulnerable. So many things. There are resources out there if you need them, but I hired a whole security expert. Even when it comes down to online safety, putting things on your computer that prevent people from tracking you or getting your information. I blocked out my home on Google Maps. Like it's a lot of things you can do. You can't do everything because this is the age of technology, but you need to be educated. You need to have the information that you need to just make sure that you are protected, especially because we are all people, actresses and people that are known. So you need to go that extra mile to protect yourself and your family.
Agreed.
Okay, thank you. Our next question is from Red Carpet Fly.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm Alexi from Red Carpet Fly. I want to congratulate everyone on the movie. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. This is open for the whole cast. With movies like yours and the establishment of the Ebony Alert here in California, how does it feel to be a part of the larger conversation and discussion of missing Black women?
I can start off by just saying it feels very rewarding and important. I feel like a big reason, like I don't personally enjoy social media that much, just like for myself as a leisureful activity, but to know that I have an impact and that there are these people that have these eyes on me, it's important for me to use it for something good whenever I can. So being a part of this, like that was the biggest point for me, I guess, is knowing that I would that anyone who's a fan of me would watch this, hopefully, and take something away from it. So that's what I always aim to do is just, if I can use my audience for good and to spread light on, especially an issue like this, that just many people are not talking about it. And being a Black female, I feel like it's my duty as a sense to like have these discussions and to shed light on it when no one else will. So I'm just so appreciative that I got to be a part of it with these other wonderful people as well.
Our next question comes from So Unique Magazine.
Hi, how are you guys today?
Good, how are you?
Good, how
I'm
are
good,
you?
thank you. I'm good, thank you. So this movie is every mother and family's worst nightmare. Starting with Kenya, what was your initial response when you were presented with this project?
Oh,
Like,
wow.
you guys will be bringing this
Yeah.
nightmare back to life.
Well, my initial response, I think I spoke about this at our screening last night, is when I first received the script and I started to read it, I think I put it down. Like I said, yeah, I can't do this. It's just, it just kind of stirs up that fear in you as a mother, because you imagine the worst happening to your child, like every time they walk out the door. As a mom, you just have that, well, I have that anxiety a lot. So when I read the script and I understood what the material was, I thought, oh my God, I can't do this. I can't put myself out there and be so vulnerable. But I think I had to ask myself, why should I do this film? And the why was that I would be creating awareness for such an amazing cause, and to potentially help save other Black girls out there, and to help mothers bring their girls home. So
that, and like showing people that, you know, this could happen to anyone, really anyone. You know, anyone could be affected by this. Any family could be affected by this. You know, I'm sure Carlesha's family didn't know this could ever happen to them. You know, and it did. You know, so the importance of that, and knowing that this really could happen to anyone. And so I guess that's what made me wanted to do it and tell the story. And I'm just so honored to be a part of the cast here, because they did such a great, amazing job, and they brought the best out of me. I can say that for sure.
Thank you.
And Gospel Spotlight, HJ.
Yes, thank you. My guest is for the ladies, Kenya and Brielle. And what I would like to say is, how do you come down from doing a role like this? What do you do to relax?
I can take this one. I think we spoke about this last night, Rio.
Yeah.
It takes a while. I mean, obviously, it's emotionally draining when you do a role like this. It drains on you. I can't describe that feeling of having to be in a space where you feel all of the emotions that run through your brain or your body when you are faced with a situation like this. But I think what I focused on is the happy. You know, I have my daughter with me in Toronto. You know, she's like my American Express car. I never leave home without her. So when I would come home, I would just, before I walked in the door, before I had to pick her up from school, I, you know, decompressed in the car, you know, happy music, you know, just trying to refocus my, you know, my feelings. So of course, seeing her and knowing that she was safe, and she always makes me laugh, and we have great conversations, and we were able to go and sightsee and do some things, you know, on my days off. So that's what definitely helped me to come down and to just you know, change my emotional state.
When you got the role, did you think it would be as challenging as it was?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, the script was amazing, and it everything jumped off the page, and it's a true life story. So yes, I knew what I was getting myself into for sure, and what it was going to require of me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. I will add yeah, I guess a similar thing to you, Kenya, with my mother, just being able to like, go eat, listen. I'm always listening to music, so that was helpful. But for the shooting, I did kind of want to stay in it. I know that afterwards, I think I went on a trip with like I had a trip planned with my friends, so I feel like going to a new location was very helpful to kind of just get into a new energy and space and see different people. But something I'm definitely grateful for is that I get to shake it off, because that's something I was thinking about too, is like, wow, after an experience like that of portraying that, I get to just, travel, leave it behind, be like, okay, anyway, back to my life, but when this does actually happen to people, they don't get the same luxury. So I guess that made me even more grateful in return to know, like, wow, this is something that doesn't have to follow me, but the real Carlesha, obviously, still this experience weighs heavy on her to this day. So yeah, very grateful overall that I got to tell this story.
Thank you, ladies. You guys did a great job, and continue to be blessed. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Crystal Jordan, did you want to ask a question before we conclude? Crystal. Okay. All right. Well, I think this will conclude our panel for today.
Excuse me. Excuse me, please.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Please say something. How I really appreciate, because
Oh wait, I think you keep going on mute for some reason.
There you go.
can you hear me?
Yes, start your question.
Thank you for inviting me. This is really personal to me. Tomorrow makes a year that my niece has been missing. And
Oh
my God.
how ironic that this is happening and this movie came out. This is like, I'm really so nervous right now, excuse me, but
oh, you're fine. You're fine. You are fine.
what can we do to try to, bring more attention, because the police is really not doing anything. She came up missing in Denver last year. Tomorrow it will be a year. And we are just really lost for ways to try to bring attention and try to get her found. She would not go missing on her own. She has 2 children, and this has really been hard on our family. And if I could show you a picture of her, this is her. Her name is Miranda. And we just really feel like the police is just kicking the can down the road, and we can't get answers.
Mm-hmm.
And with you all doing this project, it has really like hit home again hard. But what else can we do? I've been listening to all the questions that you have been answering and taking notes, and just I still feel lost for us though.
I'm so sorry that this happened to your family. I'm so sorry that they have not found her, and I want to just say, I don't want to assume everyone here is believes in God, but I want to just say I'll pray for your family and for the safe return.
Me too. Me too.
Well, absolutely.
God bless you and your
Too.
family, and I just keep being positive. Just keep thinking of ways to get loud.
Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. That's
So
it.
sorry.
I'm so sorry. And these things are tough because like there is no clear answer of what one can do, I feel like just anyway, as Kenya was saying, to get loud and to just get people to pay attention, whether that be perhaps even especially if the cops aren't doing much, like printing out your own flyers and just asking around, and I don't know, just any way that you can spread word and get people noticing this, that it's such a tough situation, and I will absolutely be praying for you. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, it's Trami from Lifetime. We're happy to offline with you, and we have some resources that we would love to share with you. And thank you for sharing with us today.
And I also want to say, thank you for Lifetime for creating these Black Girl Missing stories. It's unique to the network. No one else is doing anything like this. And I just applaud you and thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to be a part.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And as we conclude today's panel, viewers I put in the chat for everyone, viewers can go to blackandmissinginc.com or call 1-877-97-BAMFI, which is 972-2634, and that is in the chat. And of course, our agency is here alongside Lifetime to offer support and resources, so feel free to reach out to us direct. Again, Abducted Off the Street will premiere Saturday, February 10th at 8/7 Central on Lifetime. Okay?
All right.
Thank you so much, Cass.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Meet everyone.
See you.